We are back this week with news around the world. Um, a Valparaiso woman was awarded $44 million after she was involved in a car accident back in 2016 where a semi truck had plowed into her. Obviously, she survived, but she was awarded $44 million. Um, in Valparaiso, Indiana, a jury recently awarded a Valparaiso couple $44 million over injuries that was suffered back in a 2016 car accident. The lady, Cynthia Croft, 60, suffered a spinal cord injury after a semi truck rear-ended her vehicle at a traffic light and left her paralyzed, or at least partially. Um, the trucking company involved in the accident, one called Viper Transportation Incorporated, and PR Rentals Incorporated, both admitted negligence but denied the extent of Croft's injuries and damages. Now, this is the second jury trial involving the 2016 accident. Um, The first verdict was also in the Crofts' favor in 2021, where they were awarded $44 million, and the trucking companies challenged the initial verdict, which with the second result forcing them to pay an additional $500,000 in damages. Um, so we got that. The Phoenix Suns just signed Bol Bol, who's the son of Manute Bol. Um, Basically, let's see how he does. They signed him to a 1 year deal. He's kind of becoming a journeyman player right now. In his fifth year, he's already playing for his third team. Um, in DeKalb County, Illinois, a DeKalb County man breaks into a business, and he basically got locked in a freezer. Obviously, that's not a very smart move on his part. In Waterman, Illinois, a DeKalb County man was arrested after calling 911 when he got trapped into a locked walk-in freezer of a business that he had broken into. Gabriel Morales, who's 18, has been charged with burglary and possession of burglary tools, according to the Waterman Police Department. Um, the place he broke into, called Faye's Finest Foods, the officers were called to Faye's Finest Foods around 6:41 p.m. Saturday for reports of a person locked in a freezer. An investigation had showed that Morales had attempted to pick the lock on one of the doors but was unsuccessful. He then entered the building through a broken window after unlocking it, and he became trapped in the walk-in freezer, and then he called 911 after he was unable to escape. Now, Morales was arrested, and he was booked into the DeKalb County Jail, and he's being held there pending a bond hearing. Um, a Lori Lightfoot stalker had basically removed his electronic monitoring bracelet into a river, and he escaped to the Canadian border island. Let's see this here. Um, in Chicago, Illinois, Garrett Micklin, the Chicago public school teacher charged with stalking Mayor Lori Lightfoot earlier this year, is back in custody after taking a little unauthorized break from his electronic monitoring regimen. Washington state officials located McGlynn last month on the San Juan Islands, nestled in the Salish Sea, just shy of the Canadian border. The area looks beautiful if you're looking for a summer getaway, and you know you're not under court order to be on electronic monitoring in Logan Square. Now, the Cook County Sheriff's investigators brought McGlynn back to Chicago on Friday evening, and during a bail hearing Saturday, prosecutors said McGlynn tossed his electronic monitoring bracelet into a river somewhere along the way. Officially, he's accused in court records of cutting the ankle monitor up in Missoula, Montana, back on May 20th. Now, McGlynn was on leave from his teaching job at Taft High School when he showed up repeatedly at Lightfoot's home in late March, agitated and frustrated that Chicago police officers were still posted outside after she lost her re-election bid, officials said. At one point, Assistant State's Attorney Jose Villarreal said this spring McGlynn spoke with members of Lightfoot's security detail, expressing his frustration with their presence because he believed that she was no longer mayor. Now later, McGlynn allegedly drove past Lightfoot's car and flipped off the cops who were sitting outside, and he returned to the mayor's house the next day and went on a 20-minute rant about the security detail, according to Villarreal. Now, after McGlynn left, the police informed Lightfoot about the situation, and she expressed safety concerns, according to Villarreal. And then so on and so on. So this guy fucked up, basically. In Indiana, is basically Indiana made the list as in number 7 as one of the worst states to live and work in. So Indiana makes it as number 7 as the worst state to live and work in, which I'm not surprised about. Ann Arbor, Michigan, made the list as one of the snobbiest cities to live in. In Indianapolis, Indiana, a family basically calls 911 after they hear a noise and they think it's an intruder in the home, and then it comes to find out that they found my future dinner, known also a baby deer, which is a baby deer in their home. So basically, the baby deer got trapped. Of course, when animals get trapped in the home, they start panicking, trying to find their way out, and that's what happened with this deer, who will end up being my future dinner on the line. But you know how that is. Basically, it's not. It's always it's unexpected. There should be a trade deadline for baseball pretty soon because they just had the All-Star game, so there's going to be trades for baseball pretty soon, and let's look for big names in baseball as for players who are going to be traded possibly down the line. The Cubs are going to have possibly some on their list. But I guess we'll keep track. I know the Cubs are going to have some players to possibly trade. It's just a matter of who that's going to be. I guess that will be it for right now. But if you like the video, you can get the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. Make sure to hit the like button. You can also leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just a little as $3 a video or a month, your donation can help go a long way. And thanks for listening.